Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
You can sit on sofa. Whatever is comfortable.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna. We'll get started. Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Yashodhanandana Braja Jana Jana Yashodhanandana Braja Jana Jana Yashodhanandana Braja Jana Jana Yashodhanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Harinam Sankirtan Yajna ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Thank you very much, dear devotees, for giving your valuable association. And thank you so much, Rishikesh Prabhu, Puja Mataji, for opening the doors of your home and welcoming all of us so we can do some satsang today. So thank you so much. We are so grateful to you. And welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Mataji. So let us continue study of Srimad Bhagavatam. So last week we finished verse number 14. Yes, that's where we stopped. So, Hare Krishna. So we are studying from Canto 1, chapter 10, departure of Lord Krishna for Dwarka. So far what we have seen, that Krishna has come, the war is over, and now Krishna has stayed back on the request of Yudhishthira Maharaj. He has stayed back to give last darshan to Bhishmadev. He also stayed back to consoling his own sister Subhadra, who lost her son. So there are various reasons which are given why Krishna stayed back. He is very compassionate towards the devotees, especially those devotees who love him so much. He reciprocated the similar bhav. So he stayed back. Right? And now Krishna is ready to depart. And everybody is also, they are not happy. Nobody wants Krishna to go. But Krishna wants to go. So they all showing different mood, emotions are being shown here. So with that background, we'll begin the study. So as we say all the time, all the notes that I'm going to speak here, whatever word that comes out of mine, nothing is mine. I am reading from the scriptures, from the Guru Vanis and presented here in as it is format. So if there's any credit, may all go to them. And if there's any discredit, any mistake that is solely in mind, so please forgive me. I also seek blessing from all of you so that right word comes at right time, which will be enlightening all our heart. My gratitude to all the Guru work whom I listen to and take inspiration from. Hare Krishna. So we begin with verse number 15. So last time, anybody remember what are the 3 types of viraha that we talked about? Anybody recalls? Bhavi, Bhuta and
Bhavi, Bhuta and Bhavan.
Bhavan, yes, Bhavi, Bhuta and Bhavan. Which is the most intense? Bhavan is intense. Yes, we saw this separation, right? This is Bhavi is something we know now is going to happen, right? And Bhavan is just happening. And Bhuta is after it has already happened, now we are remembering, oh, he was here, now he's no longer there. So that is Bhuta. All are intense, but Bhavan, in terms of hierarchy, it goes like this. Highest is Bhavan is very intense. Then Bhuta Vira and Bhavi Vira, like that. So this is what it is. So all the Hastinapur Vasis are feeling this intense separation, and which is very nicely described here. But we'll now go to number 15. So from 15 to 19, now Krishna will be given honor because Krishna is leaving. He's leaving Hastinapur, going back to his home, Dwarka. So when he has to listen. So when he's leaving, when anybody who comes as a guest in our home, who stayed for a few days, when they're leaving, we always want to honor them by giving some gift based on whatever is our capacity is there, right? Some may give Vastradan, some may give Lakshmi, like that. This is a tradition in Sanatana Dharma. It is always there. This is nothing new. So here even Krishna and his devotees are following those customary. So which is so nice. See, this is what it is there. Krishna teaches from all his own behaviors. Yadyat Acharti Sreshta. We should learn from what Krishna does. In fact, today I was listening to one class, and in which the speaker was Brahmachari was saying that whenever we read scripture, whenever we read any verses from scripture, we should try to find out what quality of Krishna this verse is trying to tell me. What is Krishna trying to tell me? Because normally, most of the devotees, that's what Maharaj, that's what Brahmachari was saying, most of the devotees, they read to gain knowledge. Okay, now I have understood. I understand this, But we should read the scripture to understand Krishna. Understanding meaning that I want to develop more faith for Krishna. If I understand Krishna, then my faith will increase, isn't it? If we know someone, initially when we are meeting for the first time, the friendship is okay, hello, kind of thing. Haribol. Then slowly we start knowing each other. Then we meet each other very frequently. Then we come to each other's home, and then the faith has become now more deeper, right? We can trust each other. So that's what it is. If you have to understand Krishna, then we have to, in every verse, we have to see what is Krishna trying to tell. What is Krishna giving message? what quality of Krishna is being exhibited in these words. That's where we can study. Otherwise, it is all, a scriptural thing, like, what I'm doing here. For example, I'm just gathering points and presenting here in front of you, feeling like a scholar, but I have no realization because we are all doing that. This is a sign of a Kanishta devotee. Prabhupada says that, and therefore, so many devotees remain Kanishta only, even if after coming Krishna consciousness and spending so many years. Because Prabhupada says once you are at the Madhyamadhikari or Uttam, that is impossible to fall down. Madhyamadhikari does not fall down, and Prabhupada says that Uttamadhikari, there is no question of falling down. So that's the way we should study. So it's very interesting. So here, now, all the devotees are giving honor. Different devotees are expressing honor in a different ways. So let us try to understand these things. Rudanga Sankha Bheryascha Veena Panava Gomukha Dundhuri Anaka Ghantadya Nedur Dubhaya Tatha. Okay. So who's that? Akshay, can you please read translation, beta? Dundubi. Hare Krishna. So even today, we see when somebody comes VIP, there is a lot of instrument being played. Even a president or prime minister visits some country, there is a band which is playing so rhythmically. Very nice thing they play, right? So where this custom is coming from our scripture, it is all mentioned. So Krishna is now living and they are playing such a wonderful music. In fact, there is a story comes, well, Srila Prabhupada, when he was not a sannyasi, he was a grihastha. So he and his godbrother, who's a Mathadipati for the Gaudiya Math, so he was with him for some more. And the sannyasi was not there. He had to go out for some work. And he said that some very important person is coming, from the city, maybe a mayor level. So please welcome him and you take care of him. So Prabhupada said, okay, we'll take care. So Prabhupada told all his devotees, all the devotees who were there, okay, let us welcome him by, chanting and doing first class kirtan so that he will welcome him. So everybody felt, no, Prabhupada, we should not, because, he's a very senior, like a VIP person. We should probably bow down and all those things. Prabhupada, no, we should do this kirtan and, welcome him with that. And they just did it. And they did amazing kirtan in front of when that person came in, the VIP came in. And after all this ceremony was over, he took the tour of the matha and all those things, understood what's going on here, everything. And after prasad and all that, he was leaving. And while leaving, he said, the best part in this was the way you welcome me with this kirtan and all that. So it is always very auspicious. In fact, who was here? I'm forgetting. Radhesham Prabhu was here. Radhesham Prabhu has come to Atlanta last year, right? So he was mentioning that, whenever a devotee comes, like brahmachari comes, visiting devotee, right, from outside, then we should actually go and welcome them. Welcome means not just, welcoming, okay, you come, open the door and sit in the car and move on. No, when he comes, some kirtan should be there at the airport, whenever they are. That's how we should welcome. At least few devotees should go and welcome them. That's the ideal way of doing it. But sometimes, everybody is so busy, nobody has time. And sometimes even they have to take just Uber and come, and that's not good etiquette. We should welcome them in the right way. welcoming, going there, taking some water, some fruits or snacks that they can honor on the way. The small things can be done. And that's the way we should honor anybody who comes, because that's the way the scripture describes. Even when somebody comes in our home, even if somebody is the poorest person, how can they welcome? They welcome by the sweet words, right? The next level is you offer some water. Next level is you give them asana. You can make them sit at a nice place, right? Next is you offer them prasad, like that. So depending on our intimacy with that person, we can honor them, right? So at least a sweet word is what is recommended, right? But here obviously the Lord is living, so they are all playing amazing instruments, and they just want to make sure that Lord remember the best part when they leave. They should not see that, oh, they are crying, they don't want to do that. They just want to make Lord happy, even if they are sad. See, remember, even if I am sad, but I don't want to express that in front of Krishna. I want Krishna to feel that I am happy. So Krishna will remember my happy face, right? So this is what it is, So that's what all these devotees are doing, that in the honor of Krishna. See, in this, the beautiful part of this Bhagavatam is that Sukadeva Goswami gives good details of the scene, what's happening, so we can absorb ourselves or feel like we are in that scene. If you are reading with full absorption, it will be like I'm one of them. We'll feel like that. Many times, it used to happen. When you go for a movie earlier before coming to Krishna, like we are part of the movie, isn't it? Today, even those who are going for watching movies or they watch the TV serials and all that, they get absorbed into that. They feel like I'm part of that. And sometimes they like one character and some family members like other character, they fight between themselves. No, he is better. He says, no, he is better. How? So they get absorbed. So similarly, we can also get absorbed if we understand this. And that's how we should read Srimad Bhagavatam. Fully getting into it and reading with a lot of absorption. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay. So this honor will continue because Krishna is a great personality, so he has to be honored with a lot of reverence. So now let's go to next verse. So this is also another way of expressing love to Krishna. So let us read that. Prasada Sikhararudha Kuru Naryo Dridakshaya Vibrushu Kusume Krishnam Prema Vrida Smitekshana. Yes, Ava, can you please read?
As the loving listener desired to see the Lord, the royal ladies of the Kurus got up on top of the palace, smiling with affection and shyness. They showered flowers upon them.
Hare Krishna. So they showered flower petals. We do it like when Guru is coming, we put flower petals on him and on the path, and just to show him the honor. It is done. It's very customary. So here, one important point is mentioned by Srila Prabhupada. With affection and shyness. The shyness is very important. Shyness is a very powerful ornament of a woman. Very powerful. Because, so purport is very beautiful purport. And you should read and try to introspect into this. So, Prabhupada writes in the purport, shyness is a particular extra natural beauty of a fair sex, and it can command respect from the opposite sex. Meaning what? A woman who is shy, they will command respect from others, right? Unfortunately, in the Western countries or even the modern cities, people so-called modern, people trying to be modern, the girls and women, they wear short dresses, right? And expose more body parts. So they don't command respect. People will pass comment on them, they will see them, they will not respect them. They feel like, okay, they are like cheap people. They will see them as a cheap person. But unfortunately, women who are in the mode of passion and ignorance, they don't understand this. And they just want to go by the fashion, what's happening in the Hollywood, Bollywood, and they want to imitate those things, not understanding the implications of that. Right? And sometimes they comment saying that other person should be able to control their sense. I mean, that's not the right way. If you are agitating somebody else, it is your fault. We should not agitate somebody else's senses by wearing those revealing dresses. But that's what happens. Because Prabhupada has given one beautiful purpose. So what is woman like as a fire and man is like a butter? You know, what happens when butter and fire goes together? Man, we may say, I'm a macho man, nothing works. There is nothing like a macho man. A woman comes and man falls down. It is guaranteed. And it is seen in so many places. Like in countries, they make woman as a spy, right? And send it. And they gather information from military and all that. Even a strongest military commander, they fall prey to woman. And woman is nothing else except her body. That's it. And what is this made of? Panch Mahabhut. In fact, there is a story which Prabhupada gives. It's called Liquid Beauty. Have you heard of this story, Liquid Beauty? So Prabhupada narrates this story very nicely. So in a village, there was a very beautiful lady who used to live, and she was alone. And there was another young man who was attracted towards her because of her beauty. Now this woman was very chaste, pious person, she had nothing of that kind of sense. But this man was attracted to her because she was so beautiful. And he was frequenting her home and saying that, I want to marry because you're so beautiful, let's make our life together, and those kind of things. He was visiting her frequently, and she said, no. Then she said, I have to do something, so that he stopped coming. So she said, okay, I'll marry you. You come after 1 week. Okay, you come after 1 week. He said, okay, he was feeling very joyous, like, he started planning that, okay, the marriage is going to happen in a week's time. So he started all the, buying clothes and everything, like, okay, now I'm going to get the woman of my desire, like that. He was so excited. And here, what woman did, he was not eating, and he took some food which was contaminated. He got diarrhea, and all this, he got very sick within a week's time. And all the mucus and pus and everything which was coming out of body, she put it into a pots in her home itself. All the stool and urine, everything was put as a pot in her home. And after 1 week, this person comes back, and he sees this house is not very good, and there is stinking smell. And still he dares to go there, and there's a woman sitting just on the front of the door. And he says, where is that woman, who lived here? He says, that's me only. He said, no, she's not like you. She's so beautiful. You're how can she be you? How can you be her? It is not right. I think I have mistaken. Maybe she has gone. No, this is me only. It's me only. Look at all this, what you are after me. It's all put in these pots. And he goes and sees like a mucus and urine and stool. He says, what is this obnoxious thing? What is this? Well, this is what is there in my body. What are you after? Just because it's covered with nice skin, you think this is me? So what we understand from this story is that this body is nothing. If you see, everybody is carrying right now, and everybody is having stool, urine in our body. Just that we don't have urge to go, but it's there in our body. So what are we getting attracted towards? It is this only. But just because of the beauty, we feel, okay, this is what it is. It feels good. But that's not what it is. It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. So We should never do that. In fact, there is a one Sanskrit Subhashitam where he says, Matravat Paradarishu. Matravat Paradarishu means woman other than one's wife should be seen as a mother. Woman other than his own wife should be seen as mother. This is very important. If you are not seeing like that, then there's something wrong. We have to practice this. And it comes through practice. Sincere practice, sincere prayer to Krishna, saying that, Krishna, please help me see this thing. Right? So this is how it is mentioned. Now, let us go further. What Prabhupada says. The custom was observed even during the days of Mahabharata, where the woman would be very shy. So in India, I grew up in small city and also in the village and all that. You know, in India, there are sweepers, road sweepers. They come and sweep the road. You know, some of you might have seen it. They come and sweep the road. And there are sometimes even women sweepers. Women are sweeping the road, streets and all that. If you see, they are covered their hair. Full head is covered. They probably, you can't even see their faces. But they command full respect. But a woman who's not wearing like very short, who's wearing short dresses, she will not command respect like them, right? So therefore, the ornament of a woman is a shyness, and that must be used. You must be preserved that. We should not lose this. But today, so-called because of, people are going for feminist kind of thing, okay, we equal power and all those things. It is all getting degraded. That's unfortunate. That's a sign of Kali Yuga. And so that's what is happening. It is only the less intelligent person, not well versed in the history of the world, who say that observance of separation of female and male is an introduction of Mohammedan period in India. In fact, Srila Prabhupada introduced that when Krishna conscious movement was there, he always introduced that in the temple, half of the section is for the man, half is for woman. Very separate. If you see in our temple, they are all sitting separate, very clear. Now, this is just to make sure that there is a distinction, very clear distinction, and we don't mingle around. So that is maintained. People think that, oh, this was introduced in 2000 years ago. No, it is just our parampara. It is coming from many, many years ago. But those who have not read the scripture, they keep talking about it, because they say that, in Islam, they wear burqa and all this, so there is separation, but we were following even before that. So this is a very ancient tradition that in Sanatana Dharma. This incident from Mahabharata period proves definitely that the ladies of the palace observed strict parda, restricted association with men. And instead of coming down in the open air, where Lord Krishna and others were assembled, the ladies of the palace went up on the top of the palace and from there paid the respect to Lord Krishna by shower of flowers. So they did not want to come in front of Krishna directly, just because they were females. They want to, and also there were many other men who would be there, right? Because to see of Krishna, there many would have come. So they did not want to go there. So they were just from the shyness, they are showering flowers from the top. So that's the way they can give respect. Yeah. So it is definitely stated here that the ladies were smiling there on the top of the palace, checked by shyness. They were all having the glimpse of shyness on their face. This shyness is a gift of nature to the fair sex, and it enhances their beauty and prestige, even if they are of less important family or even if they are less attractive. Like I was telling the sweepers, right? They are not from well-to-do family. But still they command respect. Why? Because they have a shyness. And similarly, if a richest person, rich woman who is not wearing dress properly, she will not command respect. No, people say, what is this wearing? How can she wear? Because people who are on the upper class, they actually set the tradition, the way they dress, wear dresses and all that. That's how the society is getting degraded, because people, what they do, they watch movies, they learn from there. Oh, my favorite heroine is wearing this, my favorite actor is wearing this, I will also wear that. And they follow that. And what happens? They land in a trouble. So we can see how the old custom that we had has always protected the varnashram dharma, the people so-called in the world. Yeah, here Prabhupada right. A sweeper woman commanded the respect of many respectable gentlemen simply by manifesting a lady's shyness. But half-naked ladies in the street do not command any respect, but a shy sweeper's wife commands respect from all. So this is really Prabhupada is giving his heart, because Prabhupada has seen these things. Prabhupada is there, he is seeing, he's giving his own experience, and is putting this into purpose for all of us to understand. Human civilization, as conceived of by the sages of India, is to help one free himself from the clutches of illusion. The material beauty of a woman is an illusion because actually the body is made of earth, water, fire, air, etc. But because there is association of the living spark with matter, it appears to be beautiful. And further Prabhupada writes, no one, here Prabhupada writes, no one is attracted by an earthen doll, even if it is the most perfectly prepared to attract the attention of others. And similarly, the dead body has no beauty because no one will accept the dead body of so-called beautiful woman. Even if a most beautiful woman of the world passes away, what happens? Nobody will go near. The body is valuable as long as there is soul in this. If the soul is gone, what is body? Body is earth, water, air, fire. That's it, the Pancha Mahabhut. So the spark, the beauty is coming because of the soul, not because of the bodily features. It does not matter, are we good looking, or fair skin, dark skin, all this, it doesn't matter. Only if soul is there, the spark it comes. Otherwise, there is no value. So Prabhupada is making this very important points here, and that we should always keep this in mind when we see other women, right? And we should not mingle with other women also. See, but then what words comes in Bhagavatam, and here is written. So who can read this? Who is that? Yes, Alia, you are hiding. Can you please read the translation, brother? Daughter. Thank you. So here, this verse is mentioned there that one should not even sit in a secluded place with his own daughter for a long period. Our mind is very dangerous, dear devotees. It is one of the biggest enemy that we have. We don't understand. The worst enemy is our mind. But we start looking for enemies outside. Oh, this person will come and break our windows and come inside. Oh, this car will come and hit me. We feel this way. But the enemy is here. This is the mind. So if we are, and this is all there, we have seen this Jaimini Rishi's story, right? We talked about Jaimini Rishi and Vyasadeva Rishi. How mind is working. For a great sage like Jaimini Rishi, this can happen. Want to speak of us? He's like Bhagavad. For them, that is, of course, a leela to teach all of us. But that teaches us that even if we are at a very higher position, we are not free from clutches of Maya. Maya will come anytime. Prabhupada used to tell his devotees that I am only afraid that you all are not taking, my devotees are not taking the Maya seriously. We think we are chanting 16 rounds, reading few Bhagavatam shloka and attending some classes, eating prasadam. The Maya will not catch us? No. Maya is waiting to find where I can, like somebody who is very honest. What everybody is looking for? To find one mistake. Isn't it? One mistake if he does, then they will just glorify. He made this, he did this, corruption, all those stuff. This is what happens, isn't it? In politics, this is what is happening. Same thing is with Maya. Maya says, this is such a sincere devotee. Oh my God. Now I have to find something in which I will make him pray. What happened to Bharat Maharaj? He had all the good qualities. Even Maya utilized his good quality to cause his fall down, isn't it? He had a very good compassion. And Maya used the compassion to ensure that fall down happens. So either good or bad, Maya will take us. So we have to be very careful. We have to be all the time worried that is this going to make my fall down? Am I going to fall down in this? So we have to be extra cautious in dealing with this, extra cautious. And in fact, in the Prabhupada, in this purport, Prabhupada writes. So yeah, so I'll just read a few points from the purport Prabhupada. However advanced one may be in restraining the senses, it is almost impossible for a man to keep himself controlled in the presence of a woman, even if she is his own daughter, mother, or sister. Indeed, his mind is agitated even if one is in the renounced order of life. What happened to Vishwamitra Muni? Same thing, Savari Muni. These are all great tapasvis. They are doing tapasya for thousands of years. Savari Muni doing tapasya underwater for thousands of years under Yamuna. Still got agitated. So we should always remember these points and keep in mind that we should never fall prey to this. It's very, very critical for all of us. For a devotee, for all the devotees, the celibacy is considered, because once you come in Krishna consciousness, celibacy is the most important thing. Now, celibacy is also, even grahasthas considered celibate. If they just use it for begetting Krishna conscious children, they still consider celibate. So we have to practice this. We all have to practice this. And it will show up in the way we do sadhana and all that, Even if we were talked about last week, yeah. I just practice for 6 months and see what happens. It becomes very powerful. Just 6 months. So imagine if you do it for the Akhand Brahmacharya. Oh, unbelievable. No doubt when you speak, that will become the truth. That's how Prabhupada speaks, and that becomes the truth. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur speaks, and that becomes the truth. Because the Vani gets the power. Further, Prabhupada writes, human civilization as conceived by the sages of India is to help one free himself from the clutches of illusion. The material beauty of a woman is an illusion because actually the body is made of earth, water, fire, air, ether. But because there is the association of the living spark with the matter, it appears to be beautiful. The dead body has no beauty because no one will accept the dead body of so-called beautiful woman. Therefore, the conclusion is that the spirit spark is beautiful. And because the soul's beauty, one is attracted by the beauty of the outward body. Because the soul is beautiful, the outward body is attractive. Otherwise, if outer body was attractive, why nobody is getting attracted to a dead body, howsoever the beautiful that may be? So the soul is beautiful, not this body. Soul is beautiful. Soul is beautiful because it is pure. Soul is pure, is uncontaminated. But it gets contaminated because it comes in contact with Maya. And that's what happens to all of us. We come in contact with Maya all the time, isn't it? Every day we are dealing with Maya. Every day we are dealing with a woman in our office, in the stores, wherever you go, on the streets. So therefore, this becomes extremely important for all of us. The Vedic wisdom forbids us to be attracted by false beauty. But because we are now in the darkness of ignorance, the Vedic civilization allows very restricted mixing of woman and man. They say that the woman is considered to be the fire and the man is considered to be the butter. The butter must melt in association with fire, and therefore they may be brought together only when it is necessary. And shyness is a check to the unrestricted mixing. It's a nature's gift and must be utilized. So both have to restrain this. Women also have to dress appropriately. The man also has to say Matravar Paradayashu. You have to see every woman as a mother. Nothing else. Right? So no man would do any abominable act with the mother, isn't it? Nobody would do it. So immediately we can control ourselves and say, okay, let me restrain myself. Come to senses immediately and say, okay, what am I doing? We will keep this check and balance with all of us. Yeah. So that's how we can understand this. Let's move on to next verse 19. So here again, further honor is being given. More and more honor is coming on the way of Krishna, various devotees. So here, Arjuna is going to show honor. How it is showing? Let us read this. Sita tapatram jagraha mukta dama vibhushitah ratna dandam gudakeshah priyah priyatamasya. Yes, Avanish, can you please read?
Sure. Translation. At that time, Arjuna, the great warrior and conqueror of sleep, who was the intimate friend of the most beloved Supreme Lord, took up an umbrella which had a handle of jewels and was embroidered with lace and pearls.
Hare Krishna. So what kind of umbrella it is? Not the one we get like black and all that immediately. Rain is okay, black umbrella. Most of the people will have black umbrella, right? Now there are a few colors are coming, but it's usually have to be black color. But here it is such a beautiful, it is studded with jewels, and beautiful laces there, a decorative lace. And then it is held on the head of the Lord, so it doesn't get the sun, direct sunlight. So Arjuna is very intimate friend of Krishna. He's a devotee and also very intimate friend because he's considered to be Acharya of a Sakhya Bhav, right? He's considered Acharya of Sakhya Bhav. So he shows his friendship. So he is showing this honor. So here, what can we learn is that regardless of what our position is with the Krishna, when it comes to honor, we have to show that. So even similarly, when we meet with the devotees, regardless of how somebody may be very, friendly with us. Some devotee is very senior to us, but he is friendly because of his nature. So we should not become too friendly also. We should show respect. Like Arjuna is of course doing, and he is showing respect. I will hold the umbrella for you. And what a beautiful explanation. It was gold, jewels, pearls, valuable stones, like ruby and all those were used in the luxurious royal ceremonies. So they all were there. They are all nature's gift and produced by the hills, oceans, etc. by the order of the Lord. When man does not waste his valuable time in producing unwanted things in the name of necessities. So what is happening? We all want to get more and more luxuries. These are naturally available, isn't it? But because we want more, what happens? Few people will gather all these things and then they will sell. Now, because I also want it, I will work hard and then I will get them. Then when I lose it, I'll be unhappy. Until I get it, I'll be very frustrated, I'll be greedy, I'll be jealous, those who possess it. All these emotions come because of this. In fact, the statistics shows that 1% of the people owns 99% of the wealth. 1% of the population owns the 99% wealth of the whole world. That's a huge number. Hare Krishna. So that's how it is. So there is a lot of inequality, right? People are possessing so much who don't need so much. Beyond certain amount of money, what would you do with that money? It will just lie there, nothing else. You can not use beyond that. Would you make the whole house of gold? And even if you make it, what more? I mean, there is a limit to something that you can enjoy. There is nothing, you cannot go beyond that. So there's a limit to that. And after that, what you do with that money? It just goes waste, because once you're dead, what happens? All money is gone. Prabhupada used to say, the money that you leave in your bank after you are dead is the time that you wasted earning them. Because that money will be used by whom? By relatives and friends and all, they will come and they will grab it. I have seen this happening in our own family. When the separation happened, when my grandfather died, there's a dispute. It happens in many families, right? When there are 2, 3 brothers, I want this is my property. No, he told me to give it to me, but in will it is written like this. So many problems are there. So who creates this? We all create it. So therefore, instead of going after these possessions, which are material, which will be lost as we live, we may possess so many things. If we take birth next life, will we get all this back? No. Even if we think of subtle thing like intelligence, will we say, oh, I graduated from Georgia Tech, I was PhD, so I should be like immediately with Georgia? No, you start A, B, C, D, 1 + 1, 2, you start with that. It's all gone. It's all gone. So the intelligent person is that who uses whatever he is doing today here in the service of the Lord, service of Krishna. That is intelligence. Yes.
Why do they call him the conqueror of sleep?
Oh, conqueror of sleep is Arjun.
Why do they call him that? I don't understand.
Yeah, because he has conquered. He is used to hardly sleep. There's one who people cannot live without sleeping. We need a rest, right? But one who can conquer the sleep means he has already gone beyond the body, bodily needs. See, there are many devotees, even in Vrindavan, even today, who don't sleep because of their tapasya, because of their sadhana. They come to that level. So they don't feel the pain of the body, the needs of the body, and all that. There are sadhus who are there even today, who don't feel the need of the bodies. There was one person in India, I think he passed away. He left his body. But he said that he has not eaten food for several years, not decades. You can search it like Google, 50 years. No food he has taken. And he's still living. No food. So these are all different ways one can. But yeah, Arjuna had conquered the sleep, and that's why he was called Buddha. By so-called development of industrial enterprises, they are now using pots of gutta precha instead of metals like gold, silver, brass, copper. They are using margarine instead of purified butter, and 1/4 of the city population has no shelter. So instead of using pure ghee in making things, that's how in olden days everything used to be prepared. When you say cook food, means it is ghee, pure ghee, not this dalda and all the stuff that we get. Those nobody used that. That is coming now. If you see all the produce which comes in the packed food, any ready-made food that you see, you look at the ingredient, which oil they will use. They will use the cheapest oil. They will use the cheapest oil. Nobody makes it in ghee, except sometimes you may get in temples, but otherwise commercially nobody uses ghee. They may claim it, but is it pure? No, it is not. It is never like that. So, and 1/4 of the city's population has no shelter. That's what it is. I used to go for the Food for Life here in Atlanta. You see so many homeless people. And the reason for them becoming homeless, I used to speak to them and I offer some of them. One person was running his own company. He was a CEO. He's homeless. He's homeless. How he became homeless? Because when he was CEO, he has spent like a lot of lavish life, right? Big homes, multiple cars. And then when his company, he had a startup, he did something his own and he was doing very well. Something the company went out of business, something happened, and his wife divorced him because he couldn't afford the lifestyle that wife wanted. So the wife got used to certain lifestyle because he gave her that lifestyle because he was earning so much. So wife was with him for the position that he had, the money that he had. As soon as he became bankrupt, the wife divorced him. And in that, because he loved his wife so much, he became mental, and then he took to drugs, and then he became homeless. You will see that most of the homeless people that are there currently in the US, they all have drug abuse. They all are because of drug abuse. Why this happens? Because we are not able to understand that these problems which are there in front of us, which are all temporary, it will go away. If I apply my mind, if that person was sane, he would have definitely not gone to drug. He said, I have done it once. I can restart my thing. I can talk to my friend, borrow something, and restart the business. I can do something. Everybody is capable. Everybody has a talent. So instead of that, he took to drugs and alcohol and become homeless. This is a story of all the homeless guys. If you go and check, this Saturday, Food for Life runs by Vesa Prabhu. If you go and serve there, you'll find, you interact with them, they'll be happily sharing their stories because they have nothing to lose now. So they can share their story. And they will tell you that how they came on the street. So even after so much development, even after so much advancement, if we have these problems, that means this so-called advancement is not helping us, isn't it? The so-called advancement is not helping. The technology has come. Is it helping? It's not helping. So what kind of advancement? If the advancement is creating so many other problems, that means that's not advancement. So real advancement is going back to our roots, our scriptures, and follow what is written there. If you follow, then life will be there. If you follow proper Varnashram system, then there will be no problem. Because in Varnashram system, what was there? The king was like a military power, right? He will lead. But then, when the decision has to be made, who will take the decision? The Brahman will take the decision. The Rajguru will come and advise, say, okay, you have to do like this. So it was not, the king was not like, he was not using his whimsical power. Because what happens? Power is a very dangerous thing. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So if you have more power, you do all the nonsense things. So Kshatriya were checked by Brahmanas. And at the time, what used to happen? The Vaishya will give the tax because they are the business guy, they will give the tax. Brahman will live on charity, they have nothing to give in tax. So Vaishya would give taxes. So that means the king, who is a Kshatriya, is dependent on Brahman for knowledge, and for taxes and running his country, he has to depend on Vaishyas, right? So everybody is doing check and balance. And then who are the Shudras? Shudras are all the workers. So all the three classes, all the higher classes, the Kshatriya, Brahman, and Vaishya, they all must protect the Shudra because they are the working class. So that's how the whole system was very balanced. But right now, it is not like that. There is no Varnashram system. There's a caste system, which is very different. It is not a Varnashram. Varnashram was a very different thing. But once India was colonized, this was all misused and used against our own people. And then this more and more problems are coming because of that. But earlier, because of wonderful Varnashram system, the cities and the kingdom and all that, they were flourishing, they're working so well. But now it is not like that. Now it is creating more and more problems. Here people talk about, the Black Lives Matter, these lives matter, all these things are coming up. But people are not understanding that we are not this body. If we have this clarity that we are not this body, 100% clarity, then all this problem would go away. But problems are there because right now wars are going on. For what? Some small piece of land. So That's what Prabhupada is trying to make this point. So we can see that certain things are not there in the translation. In translation, there is no connection with this purport, isn't it? Prabhupada writes shelter, people are not in shelter. Where is the connection with that? So therefore, Prabhupada's purport are not like literal translation and word to word things like that. It is a bhavarth. Bhavarth means Prabhupada is giving from his bhav to tell us what is there. It is not a shabdarth. It is a bhavarth. Bhavarth means the bhav of Prabhupada. Prabhupada emotion is coming out in this purport after reading this. And then it pours into that. Therefore, when we read this bhavarth, if you read the Hindi or English, Hindi or other language, they will say bhavarth. Purport is translated as a bhavarth. Bhav means what? Emotion. That comes in form of words in the Prabhupada's purport. So this is the emotion of Srila Prabhupada who's guiding us and telling us, wake up. This is a problem. Please wake up. Every purport we'll see Prabhupada is giving so many instructions. Even if one purport, if we apply in our life, one purport, 100%, our life will be successful. That's the power of Prabhupada's purpose. Okay, let's go to the next words. Again, the honor continues. So, yes, here now Uddhava and Satyaki is fanning the Lord. So, here, like Srila Prabhupada is fanning. Which deities are there? Anybody can find out? Krishna Balaram, yes, Vrindavan. Krishna Balaram temple, Vrindavan, in 1975. Then it was inaugurated. I think around that time this picture was taken. Verse number 18. Uddhava Satyakishchaiva Vyajane Paramatbhute Vikiryamanaha Kusumai Reje Madhupati Pati. Yes. What a beautiful dress you're wearing. Why? Would you like to read? Yes, please go. Let me make it bigger for you. Okay.
Talents and the Lord as the master of nothing, needed or scattered flowers, commended them along the road.
Haribo. Very nice. So nice. See? Now you are learning the big words. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Buddha. So Uddhav and Satyaki, they began to fan the Lord. Again, not ordinary fan, decorative fans. The chamar were decorated. If you see the chamar that we get, they are like silver handle and all that. The was beautiful carving is done on that, right? And this on the scattered flowers, so all the flowers were showered on them and all these things. So this shows the affection of a devotee towards the Lord, and my Guru Maharaj Rajana Swami used to say that the love is in details. If you say, I love this person, I love you, but then you have to show it in action. Worldly thing doesn't work. If you keep saying, I love you, I love you, I love you, but if you don't, do something. Something has to be done, isn't it? But if you don't do, then that is not going to help anyone. It doesn't help. So therefore, love is in detail, means action. Therefore, when you say, Krishna, I love you, what does it mean? If you love someone, will you ask him, Krishna, give me this, give me that? No. When you love someone, what is our mood? To give, to serve, isn't it? So if you love Krishna, what we should do? We should love, means we should serve Krishna, we should give Krishna. Instead, what we do? Krishna, please give me this. Krishna, please take these problems away, and all those things. That's what we do. So, unless we come to the point, Anya Abhilashita Shunyam, that we have no desire. The way Krishna you want to keep me, I will live. Marobi Rakobi, Jo Ichha Tohar. Whatever is your desire, you want to keep me in this condition, I'll live in this condition. Krishna, you want me to serve them, I will serve them. Krishna, you want me to do this, I will do this. Whatever it is. Many times you all very enthusiastic. When festival comes in a temple, we say, yes, Prabhuji, I'm coming for volunteer. I want to do service. And we have specific service in mind. And when we go there and say, no, Prabhu, you do this. No, I don't. This is what happens. We all with pre-notion, right? We are building the mind. Yeah, I want to do this service because there's a glorious service. I want to be at the reception. So everybody can, I can Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, welcome, no much stress. But then, no, Prabhu, we have kitchen cleaning system. Can you please clean the pots? They say, my God, I have to clean the pots. So service means that we don't expect anything in return. And whatever service is given, I do it with a lot of enthusiasm. Because whatever service you do, what is our ultimate goal is to please Krishna, is to please Vaishnava. How can we do it? By putting ourselves 100% into that situation. Okay, whatever it is, I will do it. Therefore, if you see in all our temples, when brahmacharis and everybody is leaving, they all have to do all menial service. There are nothing like, housekeepers, janitors. We don't have janitors. Even brahmacharis have a turn to clean the toilets. Even brahmacharis have turn to go and clean the kitchen, the pots. They have a service which rotates. And that's how they learn. But that's how we become humble. Others, oh, I'm giving classes. Why should I do clean servicing? Oh, I'm preaching outside. I'm doing book distribution. I'm go out, Prabhu. What? I don't use even this toilet. Why should I clean? This kind of thing comes up in mind. But to keep everybody in Prabhupada introduce this service, that if you are living in the temple, that means we all have to do this service. So when we go to our temple, we should do some service. Some service we can do. Begin with prasad distribution, probably some nice service. We can begin with that. We can take turns. We can do cleaning of vessels, whatever small thing we can do. It's not that we have to do it all the time, but I'm just practicing little service sometimes. Sometime after the aarti is over, everybody taking prasadam. I see one devotee person who comes and sweeps the whole floor before the Sandhya aarti. Have you seen that one devotee? The Bengali devotee. His son plays very nice mridanga. He always sweeps the floor. He is the only one I have seen so many times sweeping the floor before the next aarti happens. Now, nobody tells him to please do, but he's just doing it. And probably nobody is watching also. Nobody is watching him. He's just doing it. Because service should not be done for recognition. If you're expecting that I am getting recognized, then that's not service. That means we have a different motive behind it. Service should be selfless. Even if nobody is saying, I have to do my duty, I'll do it. No expectation in return. People appreciate it, doesn't appreciate it, how does it matter? So this is how we can understand that how we can serve Krishna by serving. If you want to please Krishna, the best way to please Krishna is to serve the Vaishnavas. If you serve the Vaishnavas, Krishna will be pleased. Easiest way. Easiest way to do this is this. Serve Vaishnava. Okay, we'll do verse number 19. Now this is a little interesting verse. So we can read and try to understand. Ashruyanta shisha satyas tatra tatra dvijerita nanurupascha nirgunasya gunatmanah. Yes, Mother.
It was being heard here and there that the benedictions being paid to Krishna were neither befitting nor unbefitting because they were all for the Absolute, who was now playing the part of a human being.
Hare Krishna, thank you. So now here one thing, what is happening here? All the Brahmanas, Dvija means what? All the Brahmanas, they are chanting hymns, mantras. Now they are blessing Krishna. So now I want to ask a question. Krishna is Bhagavan, isn't it? But still all these Brahmanas are blessing. So is it right thing or is it not a right thing to do, or is, because he is Bhagavan. Bhagavan will bless others, but why is, so is it right thing to do, to bless, or we should serve him? What we should do?
Love is blessing.
Yeah, out of love. Yes.
Praying for well-being like Yashoda Maya did.
Yes, out of love. Yes, Bhav is there. But why that love is coming?
Because Krishna is playing the part of the human being.
Ah, correct. Because Krishna is now playing a part as a human, Narvatlila. He's coming as a human. That's why it is, a lot of people mistake him as a normal person. He says, okay, he is Bhagavan. He's not Bhagavan. He just, maybe he is a superpower, supernatural power. He's got extra qualities. But he's not Bhagavan. That's why people come with Nirakar. Oh, he doesn't have form. He takes the form of Krishna, then he again goes back and becomes without formless. He becomes formless. That's how they speak, all Mayavadis. But here, because Krishna is playing a Narvatlila, he is getting blessing from Brahmana. Because when Krishna played as a Lord Ram, he accepted Guru, isn't it? Vashishta Muni, Vishwamitra Muni, they were gurus. When Krishna was playing as Krishna, then he accepted Guru as Sandipani Muni. He was a Guru, right? When Krishna was become Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he accepted who? Ishwar Puri and Keshav Bharati as a Guru, right? The Keshav Bharati was a sannyas Guru. I mean, he gave him the sannyas. So like that. So they accept Guru because they are playing the part of a Narvatlila as a human, normal, mortal human. They will see them that way. Because when Krishna, not Krishna, when in Narvatlila, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if you read the Antya Lila, which you will read as we are reading now, in which it's mentioned that when Mahaprabhu was doing his Antya Lila, when he was leaving his body, in the end, he lost 50% of his body weight. 50%. In medical terms, if you lose 25% of the body weight, that means you are completely malnourished. Then you need to be, fed properly and all that. 25%. And here 50%. Even if you see Srila Prabhupada, if you see his last videos, and it's very pain, gives a lot of pain, where you can see he's just reduced to skin and bone, right? Because they are playing the Narvatlila like normal human being, and that's what those things will come to them, because that's what the human will go through. If they don't show that, then people will feel, I can also try and get away with this. But Janma Mrityu Jaravadi is for everyone who takes birth in this world. It applies to anyone who is in this mortal world. So let's see what Prabhupada says in this purpose. At places there were sounds of Vedic benediction aiming at the personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. The benedictions were fitting in the sense that the Lord was playing the part of a human being, as if a cousin of Maharaj Yudhishthira. But they were also unfitting because the Lord is absolute and has nothing to do with any kind of material relatives. He is Nirguna, or there are no material qualities in him, but he is full of transcendental qualities. Here he is Nirguna, he has no connection with anyone, but still he does it because he is come in a human form. That's what this happens. So this is what we all need to understand, that Krishna says in Bhagavad Janma Karma Chame Divyam. If we understand his birth and the activity, which are transcendental. If you don't understand them to be like, if you think that they are all routine activity like any human being is doing, then we will never understand Krishna. We will never understand Krishna. So therefore, it is important that we go through this purpose, understand what is being told, and then move accordingly. In the transcendental world, there is nothing contradictory, whereas in the relative world, everything has its opposition. So let's take an example. Somebody please explain me this. Or not, we'll discuss otherwise. Let's take the discussion. In the transcendental world, that means Vaikuntha and Goloka, there is nothing contradictory. But in this world, there is always an opposite. So let's discuss this point. This is important for us to understand. So anybody want to give any point on this?
Truth here, everyone is on spiritual plane, so the understanding is same. Here, I think material plane and spiritual plane, people are on both sides, so
Yes.
they have
Can you,
contradicting views.
yeah, contradicting views. Any examples?
Night and day, hot and cold.
Yeah, light and day, hot and cold. Exactly, which are there. Like when Krishna and Radha and Krishna are doing pastimes in Vrindavan, they see all the 6 seasons in the same day, all the 6 times. There's nothing for them. So here in this world, we see opposite to love is what? Hate or separation. Love is that, then separation, right? So separation means what? There is a sadness. In this world, it is like that, isn't it? But all the gopis, they enjoy in the separation. I mean, there is a bhav which comes. It is not like a, the sadness that we feel here. It is not. It's even higher than love. The Vipralamba is considered even higher. Our parampara is of Vipralamba only. To lament for the Lord. And that's where you find the love. So in this world, there is always opposite, but in spiritual world, there is no opposite. Time doesn't exist in the spiritual world. So there is no day and night. It's all full bliss there. But because we don't know whether bliss will be there, we are still having doubts. Should I go there or not go there? It's like something some place where we have never gone before. We always have anxiety. Even if you have everything booked up, hotel, flight, and rental car, everything, we still have anxiety of this new place, how it will be. But once we are familiar, what happens? We feel okay, comfortable. So what happened here in this world? We have become comfortable because many things are familiar. But in spiritual world, we have no experience. We are experiencing only through the scriptures. But because we are not able to absorb it completely, we have no understanding of the spiritual world. And therefore, our attachment or hankering for spiritual world is not there. Our hankering for spiritual world has to be higher. If our purpose is higher than our fear, then we can overcome fear. But if our purpose is weak, fear will always come and bind us. But if you have a higher purpose, then fear will not be there. So many successful people are there. They have a big purpose. I want to do this. Then they will become bankrupt and do all this, but they will keep working, they'll become successful after. Because what happened? They had a higher purpose in life. Okay. So tell me, which is the best alarm in the world? Which is the best alarm in the world? iPhone, Android, the mechanical alarm. Yes, Father. Yes, anyone? Huh? Fear is the alarm. Oh, I'm going to lose my job. Oh, wake up, wake up. Oh, I'm getting late for my meeting. Well, then maybe that is there for people in Tamogun, Rajogun.
Mothers are the best.
Mother is, of course, the best alarm. All the kids need to answer. Mother, yes. Wake up, wake up. They're still dreaming. Oh no, today we have to go to school. So the best alarm is the purpose. If I have a purpose, then I will not be able to sleep. Like, this our president of India, is no longer there. He used to say, Abdul Kalam, Dr. Abdul Kalam, he says, the dream is something, is not that you will see while you're sleeping. It is something that will not allow you to sleep. That's a dream. That I want to do this. That's my purpose. If I have that, I will not sleep. We work so much, so long for certain things, isn't it? So once we find the purpose in our life, then there is no stoppage. But right now we have multiple things. I want to do this. I want to hear also, here, and then we are not single pointed, focused on the purpose. Once we have very clear purpose in our life, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to achieve, then what happens? We will not be able to distract ourselves. Right now, there are so much distraction. We can ask the students who have gone study really hard. They're focused. I will study only, no phones, no movies, nothing. I will just study. Why? There's a purpose. I want to do this. Right? People work very hard in the company. Why? Because there's a purpose. I want to get promotion. So there is, once you have the purpose, then we all will become fixed. So our purpose has to be that I want to go back to Godhead. So we all need the alarm of purpose, the alarm called purpose. Once we have it, then no problem. So here Prabhupada further writes, in the relative world, white is the opposite conception of black, but in the transcendent world, there is no distinction between white and black. Therefore, the sounds of benedictions uttered by the learned Brahmanas here and there appear to be contradictory in relation with the absolute person. But when they are applied to the absolute person, they lose all contradictions and become transcendental. One example may clear this idea. Lord Sri Krishna is sometimes described as a thief. He is very famous amongst his pure devotees as a Makhanchur. So any other name where Krishna is described like this? Ranchod Rai. Ranchod Rai is a temple in Gujarat, a place called Dakor. That is a famous temple, Ranchod Rai. So Acharya described that Krishna has shown all his qualities. His opulence, his power, his fame, his beauty, his knowledge, everything is given. Where will he show renunciation? Right? Renunciation is something, how will he show it? So Acharya explained that when somebody who is very famous, for him, what is renunciation? Losing the fame, giving up no attachment to fame, isn't it? So when somebody is to be called Ranchod Rai, means somebody he's a Kshatriya, he's like fighting. And the biggest defamation that a Kshatriya can show is showing his back in the battlefield, running away from the war. That is the biggest defamation that one can get. So Krishna accepted that, means he renounced the fame and accepted Ranachod as a name. Right? So that's a renunciation that he has explained. This is how he renounced himself. Because it's very difficult to give up fame. Look at today's world where people are so famous, they cannot give up. If they are like front page of some magazines, or suddenly they lose the charm, they come into depression. They go to psychiatrists, and psychological disorder happens in their life, sleeping pills, and so many things happen in their life. Why? Because they are attached to that fame. When I come, people should open the door, I should have a red carpet, people will come for autograph, they take selfie, all those things are there. Now when their fame is going down, obviously their fan will come down. People come under depression just by losing some fans on on their social media accounts. They come under depression. Oh, I lost it, and worst part is somebody else increases, and they cannot take it. But those things are not there in spiritual world. That's what is explained. In fact, whatever Krishna does in spiritual world, all this is glorified. Have you ever seen a thief getting glorified? Except in movies, they show it like that, okay, thief is glorified, but otherwise it's not. But here Krishna is glorified. Makhan Chor, Jai Ran Chor, like that people keep, chant slogans. This is how it is. So it's so beautiful. For Krishna, there is absolute. He used to steal butter from the houses of neighbors at Vrindavan in his early age. Since then, he is famous as a thief. But in spite of his being famous as a thief, he is worshipped as a thief. Below Mangal Thakur wrote the whole Chaurashtakam on his name. He's thief, he's stealing this, he's stealing this, he's stealing that, glorifying Krishna as a thief. Can you imagine? So this is how Krishna is glorified. Since he is the absolute personality of Godhead, everything is applicable to him. And still, in spite of all contradiction, he is the supreme personality of Godhead. So either he is a thief, or he is a son of Mother Yashoda and Nandavana. He is a beloved of Srimati Radharani. He is still the absolute person. So that is the Krishna that we are trying to understand. So we are very fortunate that we are able to read these scriptures, because even to hear these wonderful shlokas of Srimad Bhagavatam, it's a very rare opportunity that we have got it. We are studying it. So it's very, very good, and we should take this very, very sincerely. We should study them and not just read them. We should study the purpose of Srila Prabhupada, because understanding will come. Prabhupada is so compassionate. He would have just done the translation and that's it. But he gives this bhava, giving so many references on different scriptures and teaching us, like a compassionate father teaches his child how to write ABCD 1, 2, 3. Prabhupada is doing this for all of us. He has given his whole life in writing the scriptures, so we should take at least pain to read them and then understand them. Okay. So we'll stop here because the theme from the next verse will change. Next verse is going to be Hastinapur ladies discuss about the Lord's glories. This is very wonderful. There are about 10, 11, 12 verses which are there. It's so amazing to see how they glorify the Lord. So that we'll see next week. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anant Kori Vrashavinte ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna. So any correction, comment or question anyone has? Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, I have a question.
Yes. Prabhu.
So reading this, I always felt really bad for the gopis, and also what we just read, like they're really sad when Krishna was leaving, right? I feel really bad for them for that. So my question is, when we get to the spiritual world and we're living in Krishna Loka, can we be with Krishna the entire time? Like he's not going to. We don't have to play that pastime, do we? We're with him, and then he leaves and comes back.
Yeah, so we can be with Krishna, but then there'll be different mood that you will be. Somebody might be just tree because they like the Shantaras. Somebody might be just a stone. But in spiritual world, even those are not like stone of this world. Okay, they are not like that. So depending on our bhav, we will play that role or leela. We'll take part in the Krishna's leela. In fact, Krishna is very pleased with. Krishna doesn't discriminate between those who are in Shantaras or in a Dasyaras or Sakya. He reciprocates in that way. He doesn't discriminate. So depending on our mood, and how I want to serve, like you have so much love for Krishna to bring flowers. You might be decorating the Nikunja with your flowers. You might get the service. So we can take part in Krishna's service, but our Siddha Swarup will be revealed to us, by as we progress in our spiritual journey. Right now, I have a desire. I want to be Manjari. I want to serve Radharani. But is that my real Swarup? Once we start going deeper into the scripture, the Swarupa will develop. Prabhupada has written in one of the purpose that we read some time ago, where he says that depending on how we practice our Krishna consciousness, our Swarup will be revealed because our mood will change. Like for example, when the child is there, she sees her father or or his father and say, I want to be like my dad, because he has seen only him. Now the child grows and he goes outside and he sees something different also. And this, I think this looks to be better also. I want to be like a doctor. I want to do this. Those kind of things, right? So similarly, our Swarup will be revealed and we can serve. If you go to Gologa, if you are in a Gopi Bhav, yes, Vipralamba would be there. There will be a separation. Because what happens when there is separation, then there is a desire for union. And that will increase the love. In fact, in a Acharya described that how this love keeps increasing. The Krishna, by looking at the Radharani, his love increases, and Radharani by looking at Krishna, her love increases, and they keeps on increasing, and we feel where it is going to. Right now, this is difficult for us to understand right now because we don't understand this, how this whole thing works. But we need to see that if Acharyas have written this, that means this is how the spiritual world would be. Like if somebody would have explained to me 50 years ago that in America is like this, I would have just imagined what is it. And I remember my friend when he came here in US in 1980s, late 80s. He come to America and then he came to India after a few years. He was telling me, in America they charge like $150 for fixing one fuse, to fixing there. I said, what? 150 rupees, dollars? It's too much. And I was like, how is this like this? It's not possible. But if I now come here, I can say, yeah, they're charging even more for that. Now I know they're charging more. How? Because now I'm experiencing that. The same thing, we are not able to understand right now because we still living at the bodily platform. Once we go there, then it will be revealed. If you understand the scripture will reveal itself slowly. Okay. Thank you. Yes, Mother.
There is only one code of Bhagavatam, there are three codes of Bhagavatam.
So Golok is one, Mataji. Golok is one. There are many Vaikuntha planets. But Golok is one. Many Vaikuntha planets are there.
There are many.
Yeah, many Vaikuntha planets. Because Vaikuntha planet means where Varahadev lives, where Narsingh lives, like different Swarupas are there, where these are there. So
if we are attached to different, like for example, we have both attached to different.
yeah, then we'll go to Vaikuntha. Yes. Yeah. Lord has made us arrangement for everyone. Then, okay, you love me in this form, okay, you will come here. You love me in this form, or you like this, okay, you like in this rasa, okay, you will be here, like that. But spiritual world is always there. See, spiritual world is, once we cross this material world, then spiritual world begins. Spiritual world is 3/4 of the overall creation. In which there are so many Vaikuntha planets, right? Now we can be in any Vaikuntha planet depending on our mood, but that is Aishwarya Bhav. Okay, wherein Goloka is all Madhurya, Sakhya will be seen there. But in all other bhav, because here is like a Vaikuntha is like you can consider like a more formal dealing with the Lord, more formal, But yeah, but reverence is there.
When we talk about many like in Maharashtra, there is Maharashtra, it is own like
Body he went. Yes.
It was such a high devotee, but still he went to Vaikuntha.
No, so it again, Mataji, it depends on his mood, right? Somebody is very highly elevated devotee, but his mood is what? Okay, I want to be here. Like somebody serves Lord Ram so much. Now he cannot serve Lord Krishna. That's perfectly all right. So he'll go to Ayodhya Dham. So he will not go to Goloka because he wants to serve Lord Ram. So
Ram, the one between Vaikuntha or
that's also another dham between Vaikuntha and Goloka. There is Ayodhya Dham, Mathura Dham, Dwarka Dham. All these dhams are there. You see that big chart which is there in our home, right? So there, the clear indication based on the Shastra, that chart is created, that where these dhams are located. So we can see that beyond the material world, the Karana ocean, then the spiritual world begins. There are so many Vaikuntha. And then we are beyond Vaikunthas are the Ayodhya Dham, Mathura Dham, Jagannath Puri Dham, like all the Dhams are there. Like that. So that's how we can go back. So it all depends on what is my mood, in which mood I'm serving Lord. With that mood, we will go back. So it is okay to have certain kind of mood. We don't have to change it. No, I want to go, so I will change my mood. No, if you are in the mood of serving Lord Ram, let us serve Lord Ram. That's okay. It's perfect. It's spiritual world only. But our Gaudiya Parampara is like, we want to go to Goloka. That is a Gaudiya Parampara. Like, Chaitanya Charitamrita, this pastime comes of Murari Gupta. Murari Gupta in previous life was Hanumanji. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to test him, so he calls him and he says, okay, you have to worship Krishna. So Murari Gupta, because of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a senior and he has to follow him, he goes and he cries out whole night, he is not able to sleep. Then next day morning comes back to Mahaprabhu and says, Mahaprabhu, I am not able to do it. I cannot. So will you still keep me with you or you will kick me out? He said, no problem, come here. Please keep serving Lord Ram. Like that. So if he can serve Lord Ram, there is no problem. It's all expansion of Lord Krishna. So no worries with that. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we'll stop here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.